and honor to Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to all you brothers out there doing the work of sincerity and truth. Striving for the hopeful elect, enduring all afflictions and seeking out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Kakadash, Ragatam Akim wa Akwathim. Alright, coming back with another video. Just want to go into basically talking about the AI, the algorithm, the artificial intelligence. That's what the AI acronym stands for. That is designed by this Artificer that we know as Adawamyam. Alright. He has used this programming on the left hand side to diminish truth and to lift up folly and wickedness and lies, false doctrines, pseudoscience, etc. Whatever it takes, whatever it's taking him to do to omit Yahweh Shai, the Hamath, the truth. Okay. And the reason I'm making this video is because that's exactly what has been going on. Last year in 2020, the same thing happened. That just happened to me. Well, it's been already probably 3 weeks. They gave me a strike for speaking up against the current situation that's going on right now within the pharmakia that they're trying to get everybody to take. So last year, 2020, once I saw something that was, important to speak on, I spoke on it and they gave me a strike. So they did it again this year. Like I said, I think it's going on 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And now I have to wait for 90 days, and that's up in April of next year. So I'm going off on this new page. Lord willing, Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai will open up and give me fruit, or to the listeners to be edified and take heed to these epistles, to these lessons. Okay. So that's the premise of the video, is regarding that. And I'm going to go into a few scriptures, into some words and the etymology, and Lord willing, it's edifying. So I'm going to start off with Ephesians 2:1. And you hath he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins. Alright, the word quicken, when you go into it, I'm not going to go into it, but you can for yourself, means to be made alive. Alright, to be animated with life. And it's not life by way of something that you enjoy in the world. This is talking about these words, this truth. Okay, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The scriptures say, happy is he who has found wisdom. Okay. Verse 2. Where in time past you walked according to the course of this world. Right? Because everybody that is outside of the truth is walking according to the course of this world. Okay. And the world is governed by a particular influence that far exceeds any other nation on the earth. Okay. And that is governed himself by a spiritual influence, an entity, which people know as Satan or Shaitan in the Hebrew, which means an adversary, that he opposes himself against anything that is of the Most High, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. So this entity, which is many devils, diablos, deceivers, liars, alright, are working in all the earth and the air. They are an influence unto wicked vessels, individuals, people that they go into their minds and they do their bidding. And you can read the story of King Jehoshaphat and King Ahab regarding the prophet Micah, and how he saw a vision in the heavens of the Most High. On the left side and on the right side there were angels, and they were deciding who was going to go down into the mouths of the prophets to deceive King Ahab. And then a lying spirit presented himself, and he said to the Lord that he would go into the mouths of the prophets, to do just what he was designed to do. It was to lie, to deceive them. Okay. So the whole, as it said in verse 2, where in time past you walked according to the course of this world. The lust of the flesh, the pride of life. Okay. The lust of the eyes. According to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. As it stated, the prince of the power of the air. So there's an influence out on the earth that is working in individuals, starting with the higher ups all the way down to an average individual on the earth. And this is the four corners of the earth. No matter if you're in America, okay, on the North America, or over there in Europe, Africa, Asia, Russia, the Middle East, it's everywhere. Okay. So the prince of the power of the air is referencing a higher entity of spiritual entity, and it works, like I stated, it works on the minds of the people. Now, who else governs the earth, the heavens, the air? It's not hard for anybody to acknowledge who controls the air, who controls the atmosphere, the trafficking of the airplanes, the aircrafts. Okay. Who else does it? Adawamium, Edom. Okay. He has surveillance out in the heavens, in the space. Okay. He has what they call Big Brother, surveillance cameras on every stoplight, watching you in every business. There's a camera now. Nowhere where you don't think there's a camera, there's gonna be one there. Okay, watching, listening, and that's what I was, the title of the video is referencing the algorithm, the AI, the artificial intelligence is set up to do just that. So Edom, Adawamium, has used his technology that he was blessed with, to be his ears and his eyes. Because Esau is just a man. He ain't no power. He ain't no heavenly entity. He don't know everything, even though he does consult and work with spiritual beings, which we would know as demons, evil spirits. There's not no good angel working with him. There's nothing good about this individual, or any individual that works on the left-hand side that is contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay. So the prince of the power of the air. So not only does he control the air, the surveillance, the heavens, looking down on earth, surveillance in the earth from the sky. Okay. Not only are the evil spirits in the heavens, so, doing whatever they do, he also controls the airwaves. Just like on, whenever you're on a interview over the radio or something like that, they say you're on air, you're on the air, meaning you're live, you're streaming. Okay. He controls all that. He controls the media, the music, media industry, music industry, every industry that is known to man, he controls. Even the churches, the church organization under the 501c3 charter. Okay, he does audits, monitoring you. You'll have individuals come and just sit in, listening, watching. What you would call a mole or an agent disguised as one of you, but only to gain intel. He does it everywhere, just so you're not cheating him out of his money or trying to do something that is against his policy. And that's what it goes into, this policies. He uses the word policy really just to police the people. It's policing you, watching you, governing you, controlling you, brainwashing you. And now he has the beast, the system, which there's a big computer, you can Google it, and it's called the beast. So this AI, the artificial intelligence, is exactly that. It's artificial. Okay? Goes back to the word art, and is a master of art. He's not Esau, a master of art. And what is his craft? Witchcraft, pharmakia. You know, if witchcraft in the New Testament goes back to pharmakia, which is to be poison. These doctrines, everything that he does, his pseudoscience is poison to you, especially to you Nicaraguans and Native American Indians. Okay. So the word artificial, that's what it is. It's not genuine. It's not real. It's fictitious. It's fiction. But it also, at the same time, it is an entity. Okay? There's a movie or a show called American Gods that came out a few years ago, and it was it's a basically a series regarding the gods of old, the ancient gods, versus the new created gods on this side of the world here in North America. And one of the gods is basically technology. Okay? You have to watch it, go in, if you brothers out there that listening, saying, Lord willing, or any listener, you can watch that, check it out. Okay? But that was one of the powerful gods on the newly gods that are created was the technology. And it was basically like a program, just going into like the Matrix. All right, everything. It's just one big program, and everybody's programmed to do exactly what the Matrix wants them to do. You gotta get outside of that to be reprogrammed, meaning rewashed, because the people that are in it are brainwashed. And it's within that matrix full of agents, which the agents are going back to basically being just demon possessed, influenced, infiltrated, and used by Satan, the prince of power of the air, which is able to move through the wavelengths. Okay. So, it just basically, like I said, this video is just going on to the algorithm of the internet, everything's being recorded. The word algorithm, what I'm saying, is it basically is a process of steps that have been made to correct something or to have something be met. Okay. And we know through over the internet where we upload the videos, the algorithm that is used here is to basically uproot anything that is contrary to what it is their policy, which they use as hate speech, medical misinformation, which is both what I was we're given strikes for. I mean, it's happened before in prior years, but I don't know why Right now it's only showing 2. I haven't received enough to where the channel was deleted, but it seems like that's where it's leading to. That's why I'm using, Adawamium and, Karagma, just certain words to throw off the algorithm, because it's constantly listening and recording everything that is being said. It's watching. Okay, so it says in verse 2, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Now, when you go into the Hebrew words there, the word in air is referring to the atmosphere above us. So these spirits are everywhere, man. That's why you have to understand, like, the word influence. Okay, it's something that's being poured into you. Anything that's you're influenced by is being poured into you from up on high, whether it's on the left-hand side, right-hand side. Okay, and that word spirit is going back to being, demons, evil spirits, Satan, adversaries. It says in verse 3, among whom also we all had our conversation in time past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. Right? The conversation is going back into your conduct. So your walk of life was contrary to the ways of the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, the law, statutes, commandments, the Bible, the words of the Heavenly Father. This is what you're supposed to be reading and speaking. But because we're in the prince of the power of the air, the God of this world has nothing to do with truth. So that's why everything's flagged, everything is attacked, especially when we're speaking about who the true Hebrew Israelites are, what the Lord truly looked like. Just feeding the world the truth, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Speaking judgment. They don't want that because they're blinded. They're full of darkness. Right? That's exactly what this is all about, man. They're trying to stop the truth, but they're not. Everything is going according to the will of Yahweh Shema. This is what has to go on. Okay? Their job is to rid of all truth. Okay? So that's the time we're in. That's what we're in. And it's been going on. It ain't nothing new. I've spoken of it before in my other channel, my main channel. Regarding, not being able to speak truth, you're going to be attacked and be made a prey. And, not only just in your waking life, in reality, in your own town, city, whatever, it's also going to happen, while you're uploading videos, putting up videos. So let's go from there to Psalms 83:1. It says, Keep not thou silence, O my power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may not be no more in remembrance. See, so all the enemy, which is the other nations, if you keep reading prior in verse 5 down, it's going to name all these other nations that are taking part in trying to destroy Israel. Okay, now they can't destroy all Israel physically, so they have to destroy them spiritually by leading them astray into lies, right? Blinding them, giving them a false sense of hope, a false sense of security into other deities, other entities, And the main one is Christianity. You know, believing in the name of Jesus Christ, worshiping a white image, or having them believe that there is no God, basically being atheists, or becoming Satanists. Okay? So I want to go into that word in verse 4. To cut. Alright, let's see. To cut. It's the outline of biblical usage. It says to hide, conceal, cut off, cut down, make desolate, kick. So the algorithm, even though there's a lot of truth out there on the internet, there's still the algorithm is still set up to try to kick, to cut off, to cut down truth. Okay? It says to be hidden, to be affected, or to be effaced, to be destroyed, to cut off, to cover or hide. And that's what the algorithm is set up to. The AI is set up to hide, to cover and hide it. Because this thing has gotten so big, you know, by way of the elders of Great Millstone on down, this thing is known everywhere. People are in the know of who the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible are. Okay? They're in the know of the names. You know, you still got Hebrew camps out there that are speaking in other names, but people are coming and waking up to the true proper name as Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Okay? But their job, the enemy, right, the prince of power of the air that works on these other nations, these heathen nations that are contrary to Jacob, right, Israel, the Hebrew Israelites, they work contrary to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Their job is to cover and to hide. It's like in old times, in the ancient times, they what did they do? They committed sacrilege, which is also known as iconoclasm. They destroyed the icons, the statues, the drawings, the paintings, and whitewashed them. Made them to appear as being Caucasian, pale skin. It's a destroyer. Iconoclasm is basically a destroyer of images. You look that up too. So that this is their job. So they're doing the same thing right now over the internet with the AI, with this artificial intelligence. So it's artificial, it's pseudoscience, it's Esau, the Adawamium. That's what he works, that's how he operates. Because there's no truth in him. Everything is fake. It's fictitious. That's why he's known as a serpent, as a snake. Because a snake is likened unto somebody, a being as a deceiver, or to enchant. Right? The Hebrew word for serpent is what is it? Is it nashak or nakash, if I'm not mistaken? And it's basically to cause you know, it's divination. Okay, but it's all on the left hand side. It's a wickedness. Okay, it says to hide, annihilate. See, their job is to annihilate, to attack the truth. Because as I stated, they can't kill all Israel. So their job is to use this AI, right? The algorithm, these programs, to attack the truth. Okay? But as he has his agents, so does Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So this is that battle. This is that great battle against good and evil. Okay. The earth is the platform to speak, to cry, to sigh and cry the truth. And also the internet is also a platform to do the same thing, to sound the trumpet. But what happens when you're on the highways and the byways, you're approached by an agent, or you're approached by the police. Same thing on the internet. Internet police, the algorithm, the AI. Okay? Some trolls. This thing is all designed, set up to do exactly what this is, what we're faced with. Okay? Which is it's all spiritual. The algorithm is just nothing but a demon that is used for Esau, the Adawamium, to try to cut off the truth, because they know that to keep them here still, reigning and prospering, so-called prospering, Israel has to be stopped. Israel cannot come to its remembrance, but it's already too late. Okay, but this is just further proof showing the world that we live in. Okay, let's see. Let's go back. So I'm gonna read it again. I'll just go back up here. They have consulted. I'm gonna start at Psalms 83 and verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. See, they don't want them to remember that they are the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They have to cut that remembrance off. They can't have you remembering, having a recollection, being your spirit being stirred up by way of the prophets on the highways and the byways. Prophets on the internet, on the airwaves, on the wavelengths. Okay? Speaking the words of Yahweh Shemashai into the wind, the air. Because the Lord's word don't return unto him void. They go to where it's going to be accomplished. Okay? It says they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So everything that this individual creates and designs is set up to be against you. The food, the educational system, the music, the tunes, the beats, everything is set up to be against you, to lower you. Deodorant, toothpaste, the water, the food, as I stated. Everything is set up to be against you. Religion, your woman, your wife, your kids, the clothes that you wear, the shoes that you have on your feet, shampoo. Okay? Everything is designed to be against you. Everything. And his job is to destroy you, to destroy your spirit, and not have you remember who you are as a people, and to claim it. He doesn't want you to speak it, because if you speak it, guess what? You're attacked. You're made a prey. Your job finds out that you speak what you speak. What happens? They cut you off. They fire you. You get a lot of problems when it comes to speaking truth. That's why a lot of people can't do it. And if they do, they can't last long. They don't last that long. That's why the Lord, you have to pray for the Lord to give you, endurance. You have the spirit to endure, to fight, to persevere. Okay? So that's their job, man. Their job is to do this. So I'm gonna look up this word, Artificer. Because Esau is that. He's an artificer. But before, I'm not gonna. I want to just bring up this word real quick. Alright. So the artificer, the Hebrew word is karash. All in biblical usage, it says silently, secretly, magic art, a magician. So anybody that knows, Aleister Crowley, whatever, however you want to pronounce his last name. He was a magician. Do what thou willest. So this man was into witchcraft, black magic, and did every abominable act on earth. Alright? It's like when you go into the book of Ecclesiastes, King Solomon, he understood folly. He understood folly, and he understood, wickedness and righteousness. So he partook in certain things. So Aleister Crowley, he partook in the most wicked acts. I'm talking about eating human flesh, cannibalism, homosexuality. I'm talking about everything you can think of. This man did it. Everything may not be documented, but he had to have done it. Murdered children. This man was a straight demon. Consulted with demons. Everything. He was a magician, a warlock, a witch, or a warlock. Okay? So he was an artificer. He was a craftsman, but unto spiritualism. So it also goes back to being silently or secretly. So their art is to remain in secret, but also to silence you. So it says here in the Strong's definition, it says magical craft. So the internet, everything about the internet is magical. It's a magical craft. It's design. It's synonymous, as to the Urim and the Thummim. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Which were the lights. Urim is the lights, and the Thummim is perfection. And when you go into that word Thummim, and here in the blue letter, in parentheses, it has the abbreviation technology. Okay, so the internet is like that. It's just the internet, is designed for us to gain knowledge, to find truth, but it also has a lot of wickedness in it, and it's also set up to bury the truth. Okay, it's almost like in a sense, don't take me wrong when I say this, but it's also like the knowledge of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. That's why when you got the brand Apple, Microsoft, Apple, without the apple, you have to have a tree. Or, in order for an apple to exist, you have to have a tree. Okay? So we all know what that goes back. Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden. So the internet is almost like the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But we know that the internet, they want nothing but evil and lies and folly, just complete madness and nonsense. all that stuff is okay to have. They don't delete those videos. But once you start speaking about truth, they delete you. They cut you off. You know? So then now you have to come up with ways to try to get around the system, get around the algorithm. You know, ain't no too different on how, like, a lot of these movies that came out, they find ways to try to, bypass certain, security and surveillance. You know, they have to fight against the technology. You know, only to either survive or, just to speak truth. That's all. So truth is a crime. Truth is a crime to be spoken. So it says a magical craft also silence. So their job is to silence you. So this artificer, this artificial intelligence is set up to silence you. And it's a magical craft. Okay? It's like the TV series on Netflix that came out years ago called Black Mirror. That's exactly what this is, man. Everybody has a cell phone nowadays. That's exactly what it is, man. This technology has become a god to many. And they have, like, I know, like in the movies, the Resident Evil, I forget what it is, what the name of the computer, but it's a little girl and she has, great power. She was given great power. And in the movies, Resident Evil, and basically she was, she just wasn't good. She was bad. She's the one that I believe that caused the virus to spread. The AI, the artificial intelligence, the beast. It's part of the beast system. You got the charagma, which a lot of people are gonna take that, man. So simultaneously, everything is happening according to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Everything's happening the way it needs to happen. Okay? Along with the pharmakia, the charagma, Adawamium, everything is happening according to plan. If their job is to silence you, is to silence truth, to cut you off from being a nation, keeping you from remembering, trying to stop the mouths of the prophets, of those that have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that has been granted unto them to speak unto the masses. He that hath an ear, let him hear. And that's what your job is. If you believe in this truth, you are to continue. You are to speak. You are to continue to speak this truth. Okay? You're supposed to speak against the prince, the power of the air. Okay? Cast down strongholds. This is a spiritual war. It's not against flesh and blood, as it's stated in Ephesians chapter 6. Okay? Man, there was also, let me go over here to the root word. It says karash, outline of biblical usage, says to cut in, plow, engrave, devise. So it's to devise evil, to plot evil. Okay? An artificer. The magical art, a magician, which we're talking about, the prince, the power of the air, the rulers of this world, which is Adawamium, Edom. Okay, he has used the internet as his tool to do that. That's one of the major things that, you got a lot of people just diving into all types of weird stuff on the internet, man. a lot of stuff that you can find on the internet, and they're deceiving a lot of people. Okay, so this window opens you to a world of all types of things, man. Any type of religion, everything you think of it's on the internet. You want to read about it's on the internet. Has a diversity, a multitude of the spirits on it. Okay, it's crazy, man. So it's to plot evil, to devise, right? To be silent, be dumb, be speechless, be deaf. And that's exactly how they want Israel. They want Israel to be dumb, silenced, looking into buffoonery, just nonsense, folly, anything that's unprofitable unto you. All right. So it says to be silent, keep quiet. Okay. So that's exactly what they're doing, man. They've set up a program to do exactly that. The algorithm. And I don't know, when we go to the etymology online, you look up the word algorithm, it has a word, algo, A-L-G-O-L. I don't know if it's related. It doesn't say that it's related, but it's referencing back to a demon. Okay? So, I wouldn't be surprised if it is, because we already know, there's always a play on words. Esau doesn't just use any word just to use it. There's always some type of significance to him and to his agenda and stuff like that. They like to leave little crumb trails and to see if you're gonna pick up to their ways, to their storyline, to their mystery. Okay. There's always some significance to words, numbers, dates, time, names, incidences to their agenda, to what they represent, what they're about. If you don't have a keen eye or have an understanding heart, you're never gonna figure it out. You won't ever see it. You're just gonna just think, oh, it's just a number or a date or a certain name, But that's their job, is to keep you silent, man. The artificer is that artificer, that cunning artificer on the left-hand side, to sway you and to deceive you. Okay. Strong definition, it says to scratch. That is by implication to engrave, plow, hence from the use of tools to fabricate, figuratively to devise in a bad sense. So let's go over here to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14 verse 16. It says, thus in process of time an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings. Right? So we know that in the ancient times, that's what it was. There were idols. They had little statues, figurines that were created by a craftsman, an artificer, and that was what was sold, and they were painted and decked out with gold and stuff like that, clothed, and they were given out to the people to worship. It was a commandment to be given out to that thing, to purchase one, or however the case was, however it went down. As it said, it was a commandment of the king to be worshipped. And it says, whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off. Right, so they couldn't go to a specific land and worship that king or queen or whatever it was. So they had them mass produced and put out into the world. Right, so now in our time, you don't have to do all that. You can go on the internet. Okay, you can go on the internet and partake in sermons and services and research, or certain gods and certain idols and demons, demonology. You can have you can go on Facebook and join groups that partake in these certain things that you're enticed to, or you worship, or you're you know what I'm saying? That's how the internet is nowadays. You don't have to go all the way to some distant land to partake or observe it. Okay? It says they took the counterfeit of his visage from far and made an express image of a king who they honored, to the end that by this their frowardness they might flatter him that was absent, as if he were present. Right. Also, the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition. Yeah. So even the internet is set up to be that, to set forward the ignorant to more superstition. So the internet is full of folly, deception, and it's set up to keep you further ingrained or drowned in superstition, fraud, lies, deceit, pseudoscience, fake science. It's not true knowledge. Okay? Even to this very day, this scripture still applies in our time, man. It says, for he, peradventure, willing to please one in authority, forced all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion. So what the best fashion is this technology. The charagma. You know what I'm saying? You got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, surveillance cameras. Everything is connected to this technology, man. The beast, the algorithm. Now you got algorithms that are designed and set up to do exactly what he needs it to do. Regarding videos and words that are being spoken, whether it be verbal or whether it be typed on the internet. Everything is being monitored, man. Everything is surveillance and recorded. And if it's not according to their algorithm, their policy, you will be flagged, reported, struck. Just like in our time, you know what I'm saying? Like in the flesh, in reality, and out here in the real world, the same thing happens. The police will be called on you, file complaints, disturbing the peace. They'll ban you, they'll kick you out, they'll cite you, they'll put you in jail. Okay? Just like on Facebook, everybody got the thing where they've been Facebook jailed. I've just certain things that I've heard, how people's accounts get blocked or suspended because of what they're talking and what they're saying. They're being reported. So it's the same thing out here in reality, in the real world. You speak truth, you make yourself a prey, man. But the Lord, like the Lord said in the book of Sirach, strive for the truth, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Okay. So all this stuff, man, is by design, and it's at its perfection. Just like the Urim and the Thummim. The Thummim is perfection, but goes back to technology. Which we know that Urim and the Thummim was used to find the revelation, things to be revealed that were hidden, to reveal unto Israel what they should do. Okay. But we know the artificer, Adawamyam, uses these things for his benefit to find out truth and find out mysteries. Not only to put out his pseudoscience, his deceptions, his false religions and witchcraft and all that sorcery stuff that he puts on the internet, but he also uses it to his advantage to find truth. Watching brothers, because they know who the true Hebrew Israelites are, man. They know that what we speak is the truth. That's why they get rid of those videos. That's why they shut down brothers' accounts on YouTube. But the brothers bring, they always manage to bring back another account, and keep doing the work. And right here in verse 20, and so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored, and this was an occasion to deceive the world. See? So this was an occasion to deceive the world, because he knows he has but a short time, so he's using everything to his advantage to deceive the masses into whatever avenue they decide to go. And there's many things that people follow after, and not follow after the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding the truth, the scriptures. Okay? You could say that you do, but it's not according to the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It's still according to the spirit and the power of the prince of the power of the air, the God of this world. You still call on Jesus Christ. You're not going according to the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the truth, the Bible. You're going according to a false doctrine. Because the scriptures say that the word of the Lord is a stumbling block. The word has to be precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, rightly dividing the word of truth. So basically you have to put these pieces together, because it can be a stumbling block unto you. Meaning that you can be tricked into believing into something else. Like believing that Jesus was a white man, or that's his name, Jesus. Or believing that everybody can be saved. Okay? So, yeah. It says in verse 21, and this was an occasion to deceive the world. For men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God. But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, whose so great plagues called they peace. Right. So they lived in great, how did it say? They lived in the great war of ignorance. And this is the great war of ignorance still. Even though we know that knowledge is increasing, it's still a great war of ignorance. People are still ignoring the truth. When the men of the Lord, the highways and the byways have proven the truth to you, have given you the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the ways on how to be saved. And have revealed unto you the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Okay? But because you reject knowledge, the Lord shall reject you. Okay? But this is the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on in the earth. You know? Esau is that one. He's that monthly procrastinator, prognosticator, that's looking into. Matter of fact, let me bring that one out. Isaiah 47. This is Isaiah 47:12. Stand now with thy enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. So going all the way back to the serpent in the Garden of Eden, that's as far as it's been going on, man. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years in order for this man to perfect what we see today. Satellites, skyscrapers. You know, you got surveillance cameras everywhere, what they call Big Brother. You got the all-seeing eye behind the dollar bill. Okay, the eye of Horus, which is the eye of Satan, Lucifer. Okay, you got the internet, computer database, what they call the beast. You got the RFID chip, the charagma, which is what's spoken of in Revelation 13. All this stuff is what he's been doing from his youth up, man. It says, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Well, the Lord is already challenging this man. Maybe you may prevail. Let's see what you got. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsel. So this man is he's tired of doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to keep up with the, you know, it's not easy for this man. He's thousands and thousands of years. He's worn out. He's worried. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Israel's right now. We're weary. We're exhausted. The scriptures say that he wear out the saints. But we know that in the kingdom is going to be everlasting rest, salvation, deliverance. And with salvation and deliverance, what comes with that? Rest, security. But on this side, it's none of that, man. It's a constant battle. It's a constant fight. Even his own technology is always having to do updates and upgrades. Things is always changing. It's never the same. It's not eternal. It's temporary. You know, having to update your phones, update the internet. He's always having to do something regarding this technology because it's temporary. It's not set. Not even that is everlasting, that he has acquired. This technology is not everlasting. What's everlasting is what's to come by way of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And the elect are going to have that. They're going to have access to that everlasting power, man. They're going to use the full capacity of their mind frame. They're going to have telepathic abilities, telekinesis. They're going to have power, man. Spiritual power. That's everlasting. You can only acquire that from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. This man-made stuff, these programs, they're going to be destroyed. The AI is going to be destroyed. Esau's intelligence, artificial intelligence, that is going to be destroyed. Not to be ever remembered. Low grade. It says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. All right, let's look into that word, prognosticators. Because you gotta die. It says to know, to learn, perceive and see, find out and discern. So that's what this algorithm is all about, man. It's all about to perceive and see, find out and discern between good and evil. And because the God of this world, the prince of power of the air, rules, he's about evil. Okay, so there's no good in him. So he's gonna do away with anything that is good or that is of truth. That is gonna try to hinder his goal or his intentions or his narrative or his agenda. All right. So it says to, let me Let's see what else. To have knowledge, to be wise, to be known, to make known, declare, to reveal oneself. Right, so that's the point on that. So those monthly procrastinators, that's exactly what their job is to do. Just like Yahushua has the angels up in the heavens, the eyes of the Lord upon the sinful kingdom, the chariots. He has his computer, his AI, his demons that are out there too as well. All right, his minions, his agents that are out here patrolling the internet police. And you got, you know what I'm saying? So the Lord has the same thing, but what the Lord has is eternal, man. It's way more powerful. And you're never gonna silence the truth. The truth cannot be silenced no more. No more where you push the teachers into a corner. Okay? It's too late. But that's why this is all going on, man. This is just the algorithm is a demon. The AI is a demon. Okay? And the artificer behind those things is a demon. It's an adversary, Shaitan. Okay? And work with the left-hand side of the spirits. Okay? That are into witchcraft, sorcery, necromancy. Okay? This is what we're in, man. And it's getting closer, you know. So I hope it was edifying, man. I want to end it with that. Let me finish off with verse 14. It says, "Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame." Right, just like the idols of old times. The Lord said, "Don't fear those things. It has neither breath nor life, nor can it deliver or save, or it has no power. This is gonna wither away and fade. The gold's gonna fade, be stolen. They're gonna be destroyed, just for the gold to be taken off of them. They're gonna be destroyed in the fire. Same thing with everything that Esau has created, man. It's technology, it's weaponry. Okay, it's aircraft. Okay, everything is gonna be destroyed. Okay. So it says, "There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it." So, I'm going to end it with that. If it was edifying, until next time, I want to say shalom.